If you want to know what an A+ income statement looks like, look no further than the one Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR, just posted today. We'll come in here, take a look at the numbers, take a look at the guidance and the stock chart, and a whole lot more in today's video. As always, if you are new to the channel and find this type of content valuable, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below. Shares of Palantir trading closer to $18 after rallying nearly 20% during the trade today. This stock has rallied over 133% over the past year to date. Now the market cap on Palantir has pushed up over $31 billion. So keep in mind, while these numbers that we'll go through in this video are looking fantastic, the market cap on this company is now ballooned over $30 billion and the valuation is becoming a bit stretched. Now the revenues over at Palantir is growing at a rapid clip at 17% year over year, coming in at $558 million. You see US commercial revenue grew at 33%, and then customer count over at Palantir grew 34% in this most recent quarter. Now, Palantir did come in here and raise their outlook for full year 2023. So they raised their 2023 revenue outlook to come in at $2.2 billion. They also raised their adjusted operating income, coming in at roughly $610 million. And then for this upcoming Q4, they're expected to post $600 million in revenue. To put that in perspective, last Q4, Palantir did nearly $508 million. And so they're expecting another 15 to 20% growth year over year in this upcoming Q4. So certainly when you raise your revenue guidance, when you beat on revenue and EPS in this most recent quarter, yeah, Wall Street is going to absolutely love that. Now, speaking of things Wall Street will love, is this income statement. Revenues at $558 million. That is up nearly $80 million from same time last year. Keep in mind, these numbers are in thousands, and so you add a couple zeros to this. Yeah, Palantir doing nearly $560 million in revenues. Now, what's even better is that their cost of revenues did not move. Yeah, take a look at this number again and compare it to the number on the right. That is hardly a printing error over at Palantir. Them doing just $107 million in the cost of revenues. Yeah, nearly dollar for dollar, gross profits rose by another $80 million. I don't care what business you're running, you could be running a lemonade stand, and if you are growing your revenues at this rapid of a clip and holding your cost of revenues almost identically flat year over year, yeah, you will be wildly successful in that business. And so Palantir's gross profit coming in at $450 million. You see, same time last year we were at just $370 million, and it gets even better. You see sales and marketing down nearly $6 million, R&D up just $5 million, and G&A down another $20 million. And so your gross profits rose by $80 million, and your operating expenses actually decreased by $20 million. And so yeah, your income from operations will absolutely turn around by nearly $100 million. You see, last year we were losing $62 million on an operating loss. Now we are generating operating income of close to $40 million in a quarter. Absolutely stellar results from Palantir. Just the fact that their cost of revenues hardly moved in order to generate $80 more million on their top line. That is what is really standing out to me. That is a phenomenal business model with expanding margins. Yeah, that is what you love to see, and that is what Wall Street loves to see. And when they see something like that, yeah, they will absolutely come in here and reward you as shares are up nearly 20%. Now, with a phenomenal income statement, Palantir also has a great balance sheet. You see cash and cash equivalents sitting at roughly $1 billion. Total current assets coming in at $3.8 billion, and total current liabilities coming in at just $688 million. So yeah, the balance sheet over at Palantir is looking absolutely stellar. Nothing to worry about there. Taking a look at their cash flows. Now, the only knock I have on Palantir is that they do still a decently large amount of stock-based compensation. So we have our $120 million of net income, and to that we get to add back nearly $340 million worth of stock-based compensation. So that is my only knock, that Palantir is still handing out a ton of stock-based compensation. But another way to look at that would be that, yeah, their stock-based compensation is down substantially year over year. And so that's good to see Palantir trending their stock-based compensation in the right direction. While it's still high, yeah, year over year, this number looks a lot better, as last year they had handed out nearly $435 million worth of stock-based compensation. Now, moving on to the technical chart over at Palantir. Keep in mind, this is a company with a nearly $32 billion market cap, trading at a forward price to earnings of over 50 times. Yeah, while they have come in here and raised guidance while they have beat EPS, this company is still trading wildly expensive on a traditional price to earnings, even a price to sales. If you expect them to do nearly $2.2 billion for this year in sales, that is close to a 15 times multiple on price to sales. So keep that in mind. Now, that is certainly not holding the stock back, as the shares rallied nearly 20%, coming closer to $18. In my opinion, I think Palantir, if the market sees strength over the upcoming weeks, there's a very good possibility Palantir could come in here and test these highs at close to $20. Now, I wouldn't be overly excited to come in here and pick up shares of Palantir. Again, I think the valuation at this point is a bit too steep in my opinion. I think the risk reward at $18 at $20 really does not make sense in my opinion. I think Palantir, the first stop I would even consider coming in here and picking up shares of Palantir would be closer to $14. Now, that seems like a steep decline from where we are, close to a 20% drawdown. But again, keep in mind, this is a high beta, high volatility stock. And so it does see these rallies and declines in a rapid fashion. And so really, I think the first level of proper support for Palantir is closer to $14 in my opinion. I think that is the first level where I would consider picking up shares of Palantir. Again, if it does come back, it'll take a breather close to $16 and then possibly head lower. In my opinion, I think if the market sees strength, shares of Palantir will again see strength along with that and come back here and test these highs at over $20. While I think these results were absolutely fantastic over at Palantir, and I think their growth prospects are still there, and I think business is booming based on the conflict in the Middle East, I think Palantir will continue to execute like they have. This was their fourth consecutive quarter of profitability, and so that will again put them likely included as part of the S&P 500 in the near future. But again, I wouldn't play the stock based on just that and that alone. I think the growth at Palantir is certainly there, but in my opinion, I think the valuation at this time is also too high. And so that is one of the only reasons why I can't come in here and pick up shares of Palantir at $18, just simply based on a $32 billion market cap, on a price to sales, price to earnings, really every traditional metric. This company is trading rich, and it's a high volatility stock. This can certainly see large drawdowns close to $14, and I think that is the first level I would even consider beginning a position in Palantir if you don't have any shares. But at that point, again, the downtrend would be far too steep and this could head even further lower. So I wouldn't be overly excited to come in here and pick up shares of Palantir. This most recent quarter was absolutely fantastic, and they did raise guidance, which is good to see over at Palantir. This company is executing on all cylinders. That was my take on Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Certainly, if you have held shares of Palantir over the past really year to date or over the past 1 year, you have made a absolute killing. So congrats to any Palantir shareholders out there. As always, thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.